Asia Down Under today, we're burning rubber. The radio-controlled racing car champs battle it out. Burning small wheels with the speed skating champ. And hot rubber soles too, the Korean gambler crew break out. Hello and welcome to Asia Down Under. 3 weeks ago, our health episode revealed that there was great cause for concern with the health of Asian migrants. While the major difficulty was the cardiovascular problems of those of South Asian ethnicity, Korean and Chinese inhabitants bring a new problem. Ling Ling reports.
If you are an Asian woman, think about this. When was your last cervical cancer smear or breast cancer screening test? The recent needs assessment report by the Guatemala District Health Board showed that the number of Asian women being screened for cervical cancer was 47% compared with 89% for Europeans. The Chinese had the lowest rate of screening. Getting information about healthcare services out into the Asian community remains a problem, and assisting the drive to provide the facts is the Guatemala District Health Board's Eye Care Call Center on the North Shore. Every day, Eye Care takes dozens of calls from Chinese and Korean communities asking for help. Sulim of the Asian Health Support Service has identified some of the problems.
Top on the list was language barriers correlating to the need for trained interpreters to be available. And then second on the list was the fact that they found there were differences in the way the assessment and treatment process here. They found that the services were not very sensitive, like people are not sensitive to understanding that you have to take into account of people's belief system and values. And some of the Asian people felt that the communication were not sensitive towards people who have limited English. The fourth barrier that is very common was unfamiliar with health system. They don't know what they don't know.
Well, knowing is half the battle, and the only way to find out is to make arrangements for a cervical cancer smear test. The smear test might be a bit uncomfortable, but it only takes a few minutes, and the result of the test will be sent back to the clients within 2 weeks. It's usually an Asian woman's preference to be screened by a female, so Well Women's Nursing Service has female nurses who do smear tests.
That goes on the side, open it up gently, your cervix is at this end, so we'll take our brush, pop it inside and gently take a sample of the cells. You're quite happy having a smear now? Yeah. Okay then, I'll show you what you need to do over here.
Interpreters who speak Mandarin, Cantonese or Korean also create a more comfortable environment.
Because there's Chinese-speaking staff here, I don't have any communication problems. My English is not good. They provide a Chinese language service so I can understand the whole process.
The green light has been given to Gardasil, a new vaccine which protects against human papillomavirus that causes cervical cancer. It's used in over 100 countries and is available free to New Zealand girls aged between 12 and 18.
This particular vaccine, Gardasil, prevents 4 substrains of the HPV virus. So if you have been exposed to one of them, it will still protect you against the other 3. This vaccine you're about to have is to prevent you from getting the cervical cancer. So the best time to do it is before you've been exposed to the viruses, so that presumably the younger population, not yet sexually active, the chance of them being exposed to the virus is minimal, so that would be the most productive time to give it to them.
What happens?
Having these vaccines do not stop you from having the regular cervical smears. You still need to have your routine cervical smear, initially once every year, and then once you've had 3 normal smears, then you should continue every 3 years to catch the other 30% of the cervical cancer that are not caused by the HPV.
Breast cancer is also an issue. The figures show Asian women have low screening rates. Monica was diagnosed with breast cancer 12 years ago. A mammogram revealed she had a tumor that was removed before it spread to the rest of her body.
It was suggested by my GP to do the mammogram and ultrasound. They found a tumor on my right breast. I had it removed quickly. Fortunately, it was only the beginning. Now I am almost recovered. If I didn't do the screening, I might have been very sick.
This is a women's health workshop for new migrants provided by Well Women's Nursing Service.
It's no good going like this. It's not going to do nothing. So you go like this. Now, what are you checking for? But what does a lump feel like? In New Zealand, the screening program is from 45 to 69, and it's free. If a woman is concerned before she reaches those ages, there's a family history, or she finds a lump, or she's a bit concerned, the first instance would be to go to her doctor, and then her doctor or her GP would then refer her to the breast clinic to have a mammogram as well, and then of course that's all free through the hospital.
The message to migrants afraid of getting the checks is clear. Talk to your GP or local information service health provider. It's your right to request a female health professional. For breast and cervical screenings, you can also call these 0800 numbers.